Welcome back to Big Mouth and fancy seeing you here. So I was talking to one of my sources the other day and I said, do you know anything about what's going on with Zack Snyder? Not Snyder Cut related because I kind of know what's going on there, but maybe a new DCEU project, hoping beyond hope, because he's been handcuffed ever since he stepped down from Justice League, hasn't he? And it's very sad to see someone so talented doing absolutely nothing apart from posting on Vero. She said, I'll say one word. She said, injustice. Well, Zack Snyder fans, fellow Zack Snyder fans, are you sitting comfortably? Are you? Are you chomping on your popcorn? Just relax. Let's have a chat about this. Now, she wouldn't say anything else. So let's use our imagination. An Injustice movie adapted from the game, right? Written and directed by Zack Snyder. How would you feel about that? And for me, I think it would be awesome if kind of the Snyder Cut Justice League, the Snyder Cut version of the Justice League movie could be a prequel to that Injustice movie of types. They could sell it like that. For me, there's a lot of DC projects going at the moment, and I'm going to watch them all, and I'm excited about them all. But they're not massive events, apart from the Batman, which is really exciting. But I mean, we know The Flash is coming. We know Wonder Woman 1984 is coming, exciting. Birds of Prey, a Blue Beetle has just been announced as well. So, there's a lot of exciting projects. But for me, Injustice is such an exciting kind of piece of DC kind of lore. And the only person who can really do this is Zack Snyder. I don't want anyone else writing it. Written and directed by Zack Snyder. Now, she only said injustice, that's all. It could mean anything, right? But we are just going to imagine here. Close our eyes. No, keep them open, actually. I can't do a video with my eyes shut. But imagine an Injustice movie written and directed by Zack Snyder. We got a taste for this in BVS when we saw that Injustice kind of scene. It was so well shot. If we had a whole film like that, it would be amazing to see Superman, that Injustice Superman, like crush Batman's skull. Was just so compelling, wasn't it? And I don't know about you, even though a lot of people say, it doesn't make any sense, it's so out of context. Did any of us really care? Us lot who love BVS, love the DCEU, love Zack and what he does, did we care that it was just kind of there? No, it was a tease for the future of the franchise. I'm quite confident if he was left alone, he would have done an Injustice film. But for me, an Injustice movie done properly could earn Warner Brothers about $2 billion at the box office. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. Injustice is so popular. You've seen how popular the games are. It's a great part of DC. And I just think to see that come to life via the imagination of Zack would be something really, really beautiful. And I just feel that this is what we need. I think as fans, if this was his final DC movie, we could like finish happy. Let's be greedy, yes. Let's have the Snyder Cut as a prequel, then that movie. I don't know why they don't want to do it. I know they're kind of going through this diverse stage now, and they kind of want to be a bit lighter, as well as being a little bit still with depth. But I just feel, I know it's problematic because a lot of people have negative feelings towards Zack and the DCEU movies he's made. I just think that it's an opportunity. It's something that doesn't have to interfere with the rest of the franchise. He's not in charge of the whole of the worlds of DC or the DCEU, whatever you want to call it, but he's doing this one film. A film that could be awesome. Put it on the DC Dark label. Doesn't matter. There's nothing that can go wrong with this. An Injustice movie. It's meant to be dark. You've got a darker Superman. I know some people will be bitching, but there's so many fans of Injustice. So many. And I'm one of them. I've got the game. And it's awesome. And do you know what I like about the game? It's not the gameplay. It's the actual story mode. The story mode. And when I watched it, I'm thinking, the potential of this in a movie is absolutely so raw and compelling and dark and so much full of depth that I think Warner Brothers and DC Entertainment would be stupid not to do this. He seems to be under some kind of Warner Brothers contract. I know he's doing some kind of project, but let's be honest, even as his fans, we don't care about that project. We care about the Snyder Cut. And to see him making at least one more DCEU movie, and that has to be Injustice, because Injustice plays to Zack's strengths. It's everything that Zack's good at. He doesn't have to be forced to do happy stuff. It's a total nightmare. It's a total, devastating story. I like deep, dark, devastating stories. I like lighter stuff as well, done properly and mixed in with some drama and some depth and some good story and character development. But this, let me tell you something, is every DC fan's wet dream. Even the ones that go, I want a happy, optimistic Superman. They would watch this. Done properly, we would all watch this. And I absolutely believe, I believe there's nothing that could go wrong. I'm talking about potentially one of the best DC movies ever made. And yes, Zack does have to climb the obstacle of not being popular with the mainstream audience. But I think with the amount of youngsters playing Injustice too, I can't believe they're not doing it. I really can't. For me, take my money now. Take my money now, and in 2 years' time, if this is actually happening, and look, as I say, she just said the words Injustice. That could mean anything. That could be that Injustice element could be in a Snyder Cut. But for me, I'm talking about this now because I think this makes absolute sense for Zack Snyder to make an Injustice movie. Because Marvel are doing their thing. DC are trying to restructure, and I get that. And I'm excited about the projects. But this, think about it, an Injustice movie, I'll say it again, written and directed by Zack Snyder, would be absolutely amazing. I want you to comment down below and tell me what you think. Would you go and watch this? Would you be excited for this? Because I tell you what, guys, I certainly would be.